we did an introduction to fitness, and we tied in how our fitness goals are going to relate to our nutritional goals. So you did the MyFitnessPal app already. You understood how many calories you need to put in your body and why, what types of nutrients you need to put into your body and why, and how much of it. So now when we start talking about fitness and our workouts, you have to tie those two together. So if you're somebody that's trying to lose weight and lose body fat, you're obviously not going to go into the gym, put on as much weight as you can, and do 3 reps of it, rack it up, and then you're done, and that's your whole workout. That's not how it works. What type of workouts do you want to do if you're trying to burn fat? Starts with a C.
Cardio.
Anybody know? Cardiovascular respiratory workouts. So that's quick, fast-paced, getting your heart rate up type of workouts to burn that fat. So now you see, okay, my dietary goals are here, my fitness goals are here. You put them both together, if you eat right and you work out right, it'll come together and you'll start to see results really, really quickly. So that's super important. Okay. If you look in your book on page 327, there's a word there highlighted, aerobic exercise. And if you look on 328, there's also a word, anaerobic exercise. Those are 2 different types of exercises that you'll be doing. One is with oxygen, and one is without. You can tell me the difference. What one's what? And what type of workouts would you be doing? Eric?
Anaerobic is like when you get a sudden burst of energy, but then like the other one when you need oxygen is like for longer periods of time.
Right, so like the fight or flight. So if somebody comes in this door right now with a gun, you're going to do 1 of 3 things. You're either going to, boom, jolt across that room and go into the corner, you're going to freeze, or you're going to go and try to fight. And that reaction, those chemical processes that take place that make you do one of those things, you really can't control. So if he came in here, I'd hope that I'd go and fight him and that I'd try to take the gun away from him or something. But I would probably freeze. I'm a freezer. If something happens and it scares me suddenly, I'm going to just stop dead in my tracks, stiff as a board. I can't help that. That quick energy that you get, though, if you're a fighter and you get out of there, that sudden burst is an anaerobic process that takes place. You don't need oxygen to quickly get to your muscles. There's already things in your body, which is another story and another lesson, that you get energy from, and it gives you that quick sudden burst. Good. So what is aerobic exercise then? If anaerobic is without oxygen, quick burst, what's the opposite? Somebody tell me? Anybody? Somebody different. I know you know it.
It's where you use a bunch of oxygen.
Yeah, basically. So you're using more oxygen. So what type of workouts would you be doing if you're doing an aerobic exercise? We just said it starts with a C. Cardiovascular respiratory exercises. Nice job. So those are the difference between the two. So if you're using all that oxygen, you're doing cardio, quick, fat-burning exercises. If you're doing something that's maybe a 1-rep max or a quick set of 3 or something like that, or that fight or flight, and you're boom, you're getting out of there, that's the exact opposite. Okay? That's the difference between the two. Nice job. Okay, so when you're doing your exercises and you're figuring out your plan, you're going to figure out what type am I going to need to do to go along with my dietary needs. All right? So here in a second, when we go into the wellness center, we've already split up into groups. You know who you are and who you're with. You're going to take this sheet right here that I gave you. And it has different stations on there, and you'll start out at a different station. So if you look at this real quick, Station 1, you measure your resting heart rate. Station 2, maximum heart rate. Station 3, your target heart rate zone. And then from then on, Station 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you guys are actually doing an exercise to calculate your heart rate and see, am I in that zone that I need to be in? What type of activity am I doing right there to get that heart rate in the correct zone? So if you're doing, let's say Station 4, for example, and you're walking for 1 minute, or Station 5, where you're on the treadmill, and you're jogging for 1 minute, that's going to get your heart rate up. And when you calculate your heart rate, you're going to see that it's going to be higher than maybe Station 6, where you do 3 reps on the chest press machine. Okay? Same thing with Station 8. When you do this quick side-to-side hops, that's going to get your heart rate up, and you're going to be able to see the difference and physically see it on paper. Okay, my heart rate is maybe at 90 when I'm just walking. My heart rate, my resting heart rate when I'm doing yoga is really, really low. I'm just laying here, relaxed. It's clear down in the 60s, 70s. But then when I'm doing these quick side-to-side hops, all of a sudden, boom, I'm in that zone. I'm clear up to 160 beats per minute. My heart is really beating fast. All right, so you have to calculate that and write down your heart rate. All right, so how do you calculate your heart rate? What do you do? Somebody show me an example. Do it. Check your pulse. So there's a couple different ways to do that. You can check your pulse right here, your brachiocephalic artery, or right up in here, right in that little cave between your cheekbone and your neck, and you'll feel it.
Like you said earlier.
Right. So, like I said earlier, if you're somebody that's a football player or any kind of athlete, really, or you're not even an athlete and you're just walking down the hallway and you accidentally bang your shin off of something, you're going to feel that pulse in your shin. But obviously, we can't do that in a gym for you to calculate your heart rate unless you guys just want to do it right now. But so to calculate your heart rate, what you're going to do is after you do this activity, you're going to look at a clock and you're going to find your pulse. Now, when you look at that clock, how long are you checking that pulse for? Per minute. So that BPM stands for beats per minute. Nice job. Now, your heart rate is going to start to change a little bit within that minute because you're going to start to cool down after you're looking at the clock. So what's a more accurate way that you can calculate it?
15 seconds.
Perfect. 15 seconds. So 15 times how many to get to 60 seconds?
4.
4. So you can say, okay, in 15 seconds, my heart rate is 25. Then I take that, times it by 4, and boom, my heart rate is 100 beats per minute since we're doing it by 15-second intervals. So you go find a clock. See, right now I'm looking at it. You can practice with me. Try to find your pulse real quick. Right here, boom, it's on 45 seconds. Count. Boom. Now you've done your 15 seconds. How many beats did you get?
15.
Good. See, that's a low heart rate. That's almost your resting heart rate since you're sitting here in a desk, not really doing much activity. So mine was 15. So I take 15 then, times 4, and I know that my resting heart rate now is 60 BPM, beats per minute. Everybody on the same page? Understand that? Did you find it easily?
I'm having a really hard time.
Really? Try it in a couple different ways. See if you can find it. Plus, once your heart gets working a lot harder after you've jogged on the treadmill for that minute, you're going to see that your heart is pumping really hard and really fast. And you're going to be able to put your fingers up there and boom, find it right away. Because it's not just going to be a little tick, tick, tick. It's going to be boom, 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 and you're really going to feel it. All right? It'll be a lot easier. You'll see it as you go along. Any other questions? No? You guys got it? All right, so here in a second, we're going to go and do a warm-up in the gym. We'll go to the wellness center. We'll get started. All right? Here on the treadmill now, I'm only going a half mile per hour. Why is it important that I should take my heart rate after that minute and see what it is? Why would that be important, do you think?
Because it's what we have to do.
Right, so you're looking at your target heart rate zone. So if I walk for a minute right here and I take my heart rate, I check my pulse, is my pulse going up? Is it staying the same? Is it going down? So if I start moving this up a little bit now, and I'm going at 2 miles per hour, I'm walking at a more moderate pace, my heart rate is going to rise. So a couple of ways that you can measure whether you're getting that is your target heart rate zone, which you are going to calculate at one of these stations. If you are walking after that minute, or however long you go, and you calculate your heart rate, and it is in that target heart rate zone, you know that you're getting moderate to vigorous physical activity, that MVPA that you should be getting, and that you're right in that zone. You're right where you need to be, okay? Now, if I bump this up, and I'm going jogging at 5, 6, 7 miles per hour, which you guys will be doing here in a second, obviously, it is going to go up. When that heart rate goes up, and you're in that zone, there's a couple different tests that you can do if you don't have that target heart rate zone. One of them is the talk test. So I'm walking right now, I'm not getting out of breath going 2 miles per hour, but if I were walking at 4 or 5 miles per hour, I'm going to start getting out of breath. So the talk test is a great way to see if you're in that heart rate zone. Maybe this will calculate your heart rate for you, if there's something special that you can do with it, maybe not. So if you don't know, you're walking through a talk test with a partner beside you. If I can hold a conversation with the person beside me just like I'm holding with you right now, I know that I'm probably not in that target heart rate zone because I'm not out of breath yet. But if I bump this up and I'm jogging at 7 miles per hour for a minute, I'm going to be out of breath and I'm going to be able to talk to you just like I'm talking to you right now. That way you know, okay, I did the talk test, I really can't hold a conversation with somebody, I'm probably in that heart rate zone. So all of these things you can do to see if you're doing the type of activity that you need to be. If you're back here doing a 3-rep bench press, your heart rate isn't going to be as high as it would be if you're jogging on a treadmill. That's the type of activity you need to be doing if you're trying to gain muscle mass. If you're trying to lose weight and lose fat, this is a great activity for you to do and get that cardiorespiratory endurance. So you'll see as you go to each one of these stations, your heart rate is going to change after you do the different types of activity. And then you'll be able to look at that and you'll say, wow, okay, this activity really jumped my heart rate up quickly. That's the type of activity I need to be doing for what my goals are. Or, wow, I really feel it in my muscles. I'm super tired now. That was a great lift. I used a lot of strength, but my heart rate isn't up. That's the kind of activity that I need to be doing if I'm trying to gain strength and trying to bulk up a little bit, okay? And that corresponds to your fitness plans from your MyFitnessPal, all right? So here in a second, we're going to break up into your groups, go to your stations, and we'll rotate through this really quickly, get it done, and then you'll be able to see it on paper for yourselves. Any questions? All right, here we go. All right, so here we're doing our bicep curls. You can see 15 each arm, and then we're calculating our heart rate. So they're going to be doing this quick activity. Once they're done, they're going to set their dumbbells back down on the rack, turn around, there's a clock right here. They're going to calculate their heart rate, write it down on the paper. So right now, their heart rate's going to start getting up a little bit because it's quick activity, muscular endurance, one of the 5 components of fitness. You can see Hunter right here checking his pulse. Get it? Good. Okay, so now times that by 4. They write it down here in their logs. They're good to go and ready to rotate to the next stage. That's good.